What's up, y'all? This is Carla, aka Seela the Poet, and I'm here tonight on another insomniac night to talk about my thoughts. So, today was Halloween, and my kids were away. It was a pretty peaceful day. Um, Online, I saw quite a few posts from well meaning Christian people talking about why Christians shouldn't celebrate Halloween. And then there were other people that I know, who were Christians who celebrated the holiday. And they showed pictures of their cute little children dressed in little costumes and stuff like that. So I looked up Halloween and I looked up the history. And I'll just let you know a few things about what I found out. So Halloween, the actual name is Christian in origin. It's from the phrase All Hallows Eve, and that means the evening before All Hallows Day. And in the medieval Christian tradition, on that day, people remember and commemorate the dead. And I think in the Catholic Church, they can commemorate martyrs and saints. The other side of it is that Halloween stems from, also has some pagan traditions. There was a festival of Samhain. Samhain was a festival practiced by the Celts, the Druids, and there was basically a celebration for the harvest, celebrating the end of the summer, and you know how the season is going to change to winter, and it's basically the end of light, the beginning of the dark days, and it was a time for them to also remember the dead and focus on death, contemplate death, and remember their dead. Christians in the Christian tradition also had a similar tradition of commemorating the dead. And the Celtics believed that the veil between the living and the dead was thinner on Halloween day and night. So they would have a festival, and they believed that the spirits of the dead would walk around on earth. They were going to have this feast at the end of the festival. So what they would do is they would dress up in costumes as demons, witches, goblins, monsters to scare off the evil spirits that are going to attack their feast. In certain Christian traditions, there is, I believe, Reformation Day, where people dress up as saints and reformers and gather together for fasting, masses for Catholics, and prayers. So in every background, there are people that are practicing rituals. And I'm very careful not to demonize people that celebrate Halloween, because I'm a Christian goth, and it is my belief as a Christian that all the days that we have on this earth belong to the Lord. I believe that all the days belong to God and were created by God. And I don't think that any person or any group owns those days. People can practice holidays, they can do rituals and celebrate the things that they celebrate, and eventually we'll all have to answer to God for what we do. But I don't go around demonizing people that celebrate Halloween. I don't go around saying it's the devil's holiday, because the devil doesn't own the days. God owns the days, and he is the one who gifted us with the days and created the days. So it's just interesting how, Halloween has these two kind of paralleling foundations. You have the pagan traditions and then you have the Christian traditions, which was basically around the same time, period. I see Halloween as a very fun holiday. People basically get to dress up as someone different and just kind of get away from the humdrum of the everyday. And as a goth, I know a lot of people who dress up in cosplay, and it's not just Halloween that they dress up whenever they feel like. So to me, it's not a big deal. People want to just dress up and just dress up as their favorite anime character, or dress up as a superhero, or dress up as whatever, just to get away from the humdrum experience of daily life and work or whatever, and just kind of be different. I don't find anything wrong with it. Just because, maybe pagans practiced certain rituals don't mean that they completely own those rituals. Especially when there's more than one group of people practicing it. So I'm just very, very careful. I don't like to go around demonizing people. So I'm going to read a verse. The verse is Isaiah 45, verse 7, which says, I form the light and create the darkness. So God is, the creator of the light and the darkness. God is the creator of the seasons, when the seasons change. God is the God of the harvest. And a lot of the Halloween traditions center around those things that God is in charge of, if we're honest with each other. So, I had a good time. I dressed up in a costume. My costume was, a Day of the Dead character. And, on this Halloween, I'm going to just try to take this time to reflect and to remember, some of my family members and friends that have passed on. And just think about the fact that the season is changing, and just giving thanks to God that I even made it this far to live to see the next season change. But I had a really, really peaceful, Halloween. So another thing about Halloween is it's associated and called the Devil's Holiday because Anton LaVey, who formed the Church of Satan in 1966, he mandated 3 holidays for the religion: Satan's birthday, Halloween, and Walpurgisnacht, which is the spring climax. Now the thing is, way before this Satanist church started, you had Christian people and pagans celebrating their own version of Halloween or Samhain or whatever. So, I see how people could get it confused about the association. But just because, someone declares something, it doesn't mean that you're a part of what they declare, And I know that people practice witchcraft and do occultic activities on that day, but everybody doesn't take part in occultic activities or practice divination or, black magic or all of those things. You as a person, you have the right to choose what you decide to celebrate, the type of rituals that you decide to take part in. And just always keep in mind, it's all about, when you do something, you have to know why you're doing what you're doing, and what is the reason, what is the purpose behind it. So, those are just my thoughts. I just get tired of people demonizing the holiday when, they really don't know the history. So I think that's basically all I have to say. I'm going to leave you with the scripture, which is Revelation 21, verse 5, which says, "Behold, I am making all things new." And that's something that the Lord said. And, we as Christian people, we should be able to transform, and we should be able to renew, and we should be able to make things brand new. So the thing is that you, just because something was the way it was in ancient times, doesn't mean that it has to continue to have that same meaning, and it doesn't have to continue to be done. You can actually transform something. So, if there's a holiday or if there's a ritual that's evil or that's sinful, I believe that as Christian people, we can transform it and bring it back to the rightful place and the rightful meaning of it. And I'm just going to leave, those words there. But I just hope that I was able to shed some light about the history and just to clarify my thoughts on it and why I celebrate it every year. I love it. I enjoy it. I love to see, little kids in their little costumes. They go around asking for candy and all of that. It's cute. It's just a day to kind of just like have fun. And I enjoyed it, and I had a really peaceful one. I cooked myself some cupcakes and baked a Halloween cake, and it was pretty darn good. I ate too much of it, but it was pretty good. Anyway, guys, I hope to be posting some new content soon, and I hope that everybody continues to stay safe during this epidemic. God bless you, and peace.